Welcome to the Profit Lifestyle for Fitness Entrepreneurs podcast. My name is Scott Carpenter. I am a personal trainer turned multiple gym owner and investor who's already been through the rock bottom and near bankruptcy in the fitness business. But I've been lucky enough to come out the other side and have turned the profits of my fitness business into indestructible wealth. I'll be sharing the no bullshit strategies, tactics, and advice to win big in business and in life. So if you're a gym owner, a personal trainer, or an online coach who wants to make multiple six figures in take-home profit and have the freedom with your time to actually enjoy it, subscribe now to this podcast. This is the show for you. All right, everybody, welcome to the Profit Lifestyle. And today we're going to be talking about something that we have not really talked about a lot, strangely enough. We've done...
Yeah, because we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
But we haven't done a podcast on it yet, which we were literally talking about it and said, well, we should probably do a podcast on it. So Here we are.
We were thinking about like, hey, what should we really be talking about today on the podcast? We just totally unprepared with the topic. And then we had just gotten done talking about how we're using AI really effectively. And It's like, well, that's our topic because we haven't really talked about this. It's changing so damn much. And the issues right now, or is that your Facebook feed, your Instagram feed is probably, if you own a business, it's telling you how you're missing out. And Claude is wiping my own ass after I take a shit every day. And it's making my breakfast. And I've just fired all of my staff and replaced it with an AI agent and all this kind of stuff. I just built this $3 million piece of software. And if you're not doing it, you're a loser. And then you start looking into stuff, Claude Code versus like the Clawbot versus this versus that. And then you go down this little rabbit hole and all of a sudden you're looking at buying a $4,000 supercomputer to set up a local AI model. And you're like, I am so confused. What do I even do? And then all you're really doing and asking ChatGPT is, how do I fix my toilet? And can you write this email for me? Right. So been there, done that. I've been in that kind of I don't even know where to start. I start looking, I get overwhelmed, and I get back to barely using AI and not as much as I should. Andy, you've been using it a little bit better. For the business owners that we work with, you've been building some awesome GPTs to use some stuff, right?
I've been using AI for the last couple of years now and kind of getting into it, and it's definitely overwhelming at first, right? When you start getting into it, you're like, there's ChatGPT, there's Claude, there's Grok, there's 8 other different types of learning models out there. Each of them have their pros and their cons. So my first piece of recommendation is just pick one, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude. Those are probably going to be your top 2. I would pick one of them and then just start using it. Right at the end of the day, that's the best thing. Don't worry about all the other features. Just start chatting with it. Just ask it questions. Yeah. Instead of going to Google, ask Chat. Now, with that in mind, Chat can be wrong. ChatGPT can be wrong. Claude can be wrong. The thing with AI models is they will never tell you they do not know the answer. And that is a big thing to understand. So as long as you understand that and know that these things are going to get you 85, 90% of the way there, right? It's a great launching point for most of us. And that's where most of us struggle. It's where I struggled. Honestly, I started using it because I didn't know what to write anymore as far as content is concerned. So I started asking. I started with ChatGPT. I started asking it. I gave it some information. I fed it information about my business, fed it information about my avatar client. And I said, help me write content. And what I would do is I would write fragmented sentences, like word vomit, right? And I was like, hey, here are my thoughts. Compose these into a more eloquent and, composed email or social media post or whatever. But I fed it most of the information that it needed. It just formatted it for me. And then I would go back and double check.
And a quick hack that Andy and I both do, sometimes we'll race up, but a lot of times we'll just hit the microphone button and talk to it.
Yes.
Because it is... You can ramble on for a minute or two and it does an insane job at sorting things out. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hit stop and re-record it. No. Just say, no, I changed my mind. Actually, what I want is, if you're going to have that, just talk freely. And it does a hell of a job with it and speeds it up and takes out a lot of the mental load for you because you can just free thought it. And I think a lot of you guys are doing that kind of stuff, that basic stuff. But if you want to take it to the next level, I think what was kind of eye-opening for me was this is where you're hearing about the open claw and all this. And like, that's where you're looking at like these supercomputers and setting it up and this and that, and then tokens and how much this stuff. It's overwhelming when you start looking at that next level. And I attended a couple events and pulled out some really good nuggets on how you can really build out entire departments that do work for you. And we'll kind of give you the overview on this, not step-by-step stuff. It's a little bit harder over a podcast to give you step-by-step stuff, of course, right? And ChatGPT is creating codex now and innovating to keep up with Claude. So Claude is so good with this, guys. And on a couple levels. And I've gone the very nerd route where you're doing the Claude Code, and it looks like a programming terminal, right? In fact, you open it up in a terminal. You don't necessarily have to go to that step unless you're building custom apps or something like that. It's not as difficult as you'd think, though. But here's how you can look into Claude and all it can do. And I'll explain what I'm doing and Andy and I are doing with success with this. So number one, if you want to experiment with Claude, you can go into and you've been using ChatGPT. You're like, oh, well, it knows so much about me now. It knows about my business. I don't want to spend time to reprogram it. You can go into your settings and you can export all your data. And then you can upload that into Claude. So number one, that'll take you less than 5 minutes. Okay. But yes, you'll notice when you download Claude, it's going to look a lot like ChatGPT, operate a lot like ChatGPT. But this is where it gets confusing, because like you get into it, there's Claude Chat, there's Claude Cowork, there's Claude Code, and then there's chats, and there's projects, and there's artifacts, and all these different things. And you're like, I still don't know where to fucking start. Number one, when you get confused, when you don't know, just ask Claude itself. Like literally, if you want to build a custom piece of software and you think that you have to use Cowork or Code or whatever it is, or like just ask it. It'll literally tell you. Okay. So never forget, when you're stuck or you don't know, just ask it. It'll tell you. But here's one of the most useful things you can do. And Andy, you and I just kind of did this, right?
Yep.
In Claude, think of your projects like your departments. So you'll have your marketing department, right? You'll have your client success or your fulfillment department. And what you want to do is in chat, say, I want your help to build so-and-so project. Okay. And I want it to act as my marketing department. And I wanted you to act as the marketing director inside of that to help me make decisions, to help create different things. Right. And just talk to it. And you can say, hey, I want it heavily influenced by Russell Brunson stuff or by whatever you want. And I want to influence by that and reference anything. Just help me build custom instructions to build this department. And then it does a great job. You can even say, ask me questions so you know my brand voice, my style, how I like to communicate, stuff like that. And it will build the most amazing set of instructions. And it will tell you, create a new folder, name it this, copy and paste these exact instructions that I built for you in there. And if you have their PDF ebooks and stuff like that, upload those to the project files. And it builds insane projects. So I had it build one for funnel creation. And I called it Funnel OS. And it will literally build everything from helping with the prices and the offers to the ads, copy, creative, to the landing pages, headlines, subheadlines, social proof, layout and wireframe, call to action, right? To the VSL script that will sit on there, right? To the follow-up automations when somebody takes the action, whether it's to book a call or to buy a thing. It writes all the go high level follow-up emails and SMSs, all according to this, right? And all according to kind of Russell Brunson's marketing and all that kind of stuff. And it will even build some initial sales scripts and follow-ups in process. It will literally do all of that. So I can condense something that would take maybe 20 hours down into about 90 minutes, and it had to be way better. Truly incredible. Truly incredible.
For those of you guys that have been listening to the podcast for a while, you know one of my jams is marketing, right? And so Scott's talking about Funnel OS. One of the things, and we've touched on this in the past, was I've built, and this was in ChatGPT. So if you want to build things similar to what Scott's talking about inside of Claude, inside of ChatGPT, you can build what's called a custom GPT. Same exact idea. You give it a specific set of instructions, and then it acts like an agent, a marketing guru. It works like whatever you want it to. So I had actually built one to help with marketing copy. And this is something that we gave to all of our current clients at, the Profit Lifestyle. And we debuted it at the summit we did back in February. So what I did was I went into ChatGPT, just into one of my normal chats, and I said, I want to build this. Help me. And I described what it was. We went through some back and forth conversations, and I said, cool, now give me write out a set of instructions for me that I can feed into a custom GPT so it acts the way I want it to. I want it to prompt business owners with these questions before pumping anything out. And it did that. And then all I had to do was copy and paste, go into a custom GPT, upload those instructions. I actually had downloaded them as a PDF and then re-uploaded it as a PDF into the custom GPT just to make sure that nothing was altered. And that was it. And now it functions exactly like I want it to. And now for myself, for Scott, for any of our clients at Profit Lifestyle, they have this custom bot that works like a marketing copywriter for them. If they say, hey, I want to post, can you write me a social media post on this topic? It'll do it. If they like, hey, I need ideas for topics, it will give them that. And that's the cool thing here is it takes what used to, we would just sit here and be paralyzed with not even knowing where to start half the time for anything, whether it was Scott's Funnel OS that he's talking about, whether it was my copywriting bot that I'm talking about. You guys know, like you just sit there and you'd be like, where do I even start? How do I build this funnel? Where do I start? What piece of copy do I write? Now with these things, with AI behind us, the kind of power and leverage that we have, it expedites things so much faster, right? We're no longer starting from zero. We're hitting the ground running at 60 miles an hour already.
Yes.
And then it's just carrying us over 120 miles an hour in a second, right? So in the past, one of our biggest hurdles as entrepreneurs, business owners is always our time. It's a bottleneck. We can't make more of it. We only have so much of it. So really what AI is helping us do is be faster, be more efficient with our time. So there are some business gurus out there that talk about EHR, effective hourly rate. Well, guess what? With AI leveraged behind you, you can increase your effective hourly rate exponentially depending upon what you build. And that's the really cool thing, guys. Look,
yes,
I'm not sitting here saying it's going to replace any of our jobs. We're in the service industry, right? The people that we work with, chiropractors, meds, we're all in the service-based industries. We're not going anywhere. AI will not replace us because it's a people-to-people thing is what we really do. But AI can greatly, greatly assist us in our businesses and make it so much easier.
Absolutely. And talk about leverage on time. Holy shit. Right. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to even train Funnel OS. I wanted to train it on some of the most successful funnels too around. And here's the thing, when you can put it in deep research mode, right? And you do things like connect it to your Chrome browser. And this is the power of Claude Cowork and Claude Code, is that the manual things that you would do, you can actually have it do now, right? If you're just working within ChatGPT, and again, they're coming out with Codex, but like it will say, oh, I can't do that. I can't go there. I can't go into that site and log in and look at this. The way Claude works and the way you can use it when you learn how to do it. And you know what, Andy, let's teach our people internally on one of our Tuesday calls.
Yeah, we definitely
how to do that. That would be great to do.
Yeah.
But what you can do in that, so I wanted to do that. And so in order for it to look at that, it has to pull a bunch of stuff. It's got to go into Facebook Ads Manager, search for different things that closely matches to what I want to hack, the funnel that I want to hack. And then it's got to go in there and look at all the different ads. It's got to pull all the metrics it possibly can. And then it can investigate all the landing pages and the VSLs and give me a report on what it works and why it works. For me to go in and do that, that's going to take hours. And I'm going to get a fraction of the result because I'm a human. And by the time I get through one or two, I'm like, okay, I got an idea of stuff, right?
Yep.
But is that even going to be a good one or two, right? I can't get all that empirical data and pick it apart and digest it and figure out which ones are working and why they're working the best. And this will do it. So when you enable that on your browser and connect it, it'll literally open up. Sure. Say, hey, I'm like, can you do this for me? Sure. No problem. It will open up a new browser on my computer, right? I can see the mouse moving. It will literally go in and it's navigating on the website. You can see it typing and it's going to the Facebook ads manager. It's finding these competitors or these people I want, and it's going to their ad manager. It's searching in the fields. It's pulling the stuff. It's going to the landing pages, right? It's listening to it's looking at the copy on there. It's reporting all of it back. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But again, for me to get that, like, I know these things are possible. It's like, how do I do that? I'm not a tech guy in that respect. I'm not, but I've learned some of these skills recently, and it is so powerful. And
But
then
again,
when you have,
what it comes back to is like, how long would that even take you to do?
it's an entire day.
Right.
And I would have 50% effectiveness at most,
right.
if I'm being generous.
Right. And so now it's a matter of sitting down and saying, where do I spend time that I could train a bot, a model, an agent to do it for me? Right. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time to train it, but it's going to take you less time than it would be for you to perform the task anyway once. And then once you train it, it can perform it forever.
Yeah. We have several different funnels that we're building, right?
Yep.
So I have it go do the research in the best performing ones. I've already built the funnel OS. Then I take that information, and then funnel OS is just going to work with me as our funnel builder. Like, cool. So what's the main thing that you're selling? It's going to help me figure out the best offers, the pricing, the ways to structure it, the VSLs, the automations, the landing pages, the everything that I mentioned before. This thing that didn't take me very long to build, over the next 2 months, Andy, will save us 100 hours, and
Right.
we'll make it 4 times better than if we manually did it, at least. At least. And then we're going to have our agent actually analyze our marketing next, right? So we can have it give us a daily report. So, and scan for metrics, right? Like when your cost per impression shoots way up, or your cost per lead shoots way up. Like, we don't have to get in there and check it every day, because let's be fair, we don't do that shit.
No.
Okay. In an ideal world, we're supposed to. You can't turn your back on Facebook or Zuckerberg for more than a day or two. Do we actually? No, we don't do that shit, guys.
No.
Right? We don't look at performative metrics. So now it's not always CPL, right? Like, there are metrics that will show you an ad is going to burn out before you spend too much money. Like, you can just have it just tell you, just shoot me an email when this happens. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Right. And then I need you to suggest different ways to change the headlines or the copy or the creative. Okay. I'll do that for you. It's fucking nuts, guys. And it is a pain in the butt to learn this stuff. So the neat thing is like, yeah, for those of you in our mastermind, we're going to be teaching you this stuff, which is awesome. But man, is this getting really powerful, and you don't have to be a tech wizard. You don't have to be a total geek to know how to do this.
You really don't. It's very simple once you just start getting in and using it. It can be daunting at first when you start thinking about it, but once you start using it, it's really intuitive and it's relatively easy, which, and the landscape in this, I mean, is changing so rapidly, right? Like, the developments that AI is having is going above leaps and bounds, above and beyond what we even expected it to do. I mean, take where it was 5 years ago and where it is now, right? Like just after COVID, God, I can't believe that when I say 5 years ago, that still doesn't get to where COVID was 6 years ago.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyway, digression. So like, even back during COVID, what AI was versus where it is now is exponentially larger and bigger and more robust than it was. And it's just crazy how fast it's moving. So it's one of those things where it's like, cool, you can choose to ignore it and not utilize it and just walk around handicapped for the rest of your life owning a business, or choose to learn how to use it. And I'm not saying to start generating all that stupid AI slop images that we see everywhere on social media nowadays, but there are definitely ways to use it as a tool that can help it can help speed up time, make your time more efficient, and therefore make your business better.
Absolutely. And guys, one real quick thing that you can always do is stop using Google.
Yeah.
Just start, whether you use ChatGPT or whatever it is, just start asking the questions in there. You're going to get more familiar with how to use it and why it's just so much better. Normally, if something was broken around the house, I'm like Googling or YouTubing how to fix stuff, right? When I mentioned the toilet earlier in this episode, right? We have one of the toilets with the push button ones, not the traditional flush handles.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And it was running, right? It was running. And I opened the thing. I'm like, I can fix a normal toilet. I don't know what the hell to do here, right? Yep. So I was going to Google and YouTube, like, God, this is not how I want to spend my weekend, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just like, oh, let me just grab my phone. So I had the ChatGPT app. I took a photo of the inside of it, and they just said, hey, this just keeps running. What's going on? How can I fix this? Holy shit. So like, I'm like, how does it know what model toilet I have? And I guess it's like stamped on the inside of the porcelain too. Like I didn't even notice it, but it picked up that. It showed me the exact part I needed to do. It showed me exactly how to replace it, which was actually counterclockwise screw, lift it up, take that, the gasket, and get a new one. I bought it for like $5 on Amazon for a 3-pack, put it back in like that. And I'm like, oh my God, that saved me so much time. It's ridiculous.
The same thing actually happened to me yesterday. My thermostat for my AC, and it's been like 90 degrees here in Massachusetts, died. Like, so I have a Nest, and like the front just stopped working, right? So I had to order a new one, but it's like, it won't be in for a couple of days. And I'm like, it's 90 degrees. I need my AC on. So I took the faceplate off, and it's got the faceplate, and it's got all the wires, and I snapped a picture of it, and I sent it over to Claude, and I said, hey, this is my thermostat. What wires do I have to connect to like run my AC? Like, how do I hardwire this thing? And it was like, well, looking at your photo, take your yellow wire, your red wire, and your green wire, twist them together, because your red wire is your voltage, your yellow wire is your AC, your green wire is your fan, and that'll run everything you need. And I was like, okay. And it was like, make sure you turn off your breaker beforehand, otherwise you'll electrocute yourself. And I was like, smart. Did I listen? No, I still shocked myself, but that's not the AI's fault. It's my fault.
It's insane. Like,
yeah.
So just train yourself to go there to ask questions, right. Period. And that's it. When you don't know how to do something in business, when you don't know how to do something with this, train yourself to go there and ask the question.
Yep.
Period. So just start there. I'm slow adopter with some of the stuff, but then once I started getting going, I'm like, oh, damn. All right. There's no looking back now.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what we got for you guys. We're going to supply a lot of different trainings on AI just because so much leverage. We're building a lot of the tools for you, so you don't even have to do all of that. Like, hey, here's the package. There you go. Now you can just use this thing that we created for you. So another benefit of being in our mastermind for all of you who are. But yeah, that's all we got for you today. I'm sure we'll share a lot more in the future, but damn, this stuff is pretty amazing.
That it is.
So take action, start using it. Like, subscribe to this podcast, share it with somebody who needs to hear it, and we'll see you next week. Listen, if you're stuck and could use some advice in your business, whether you're just starting out, a veteran in the business, or expanding online or into multiple locations, you can hop on a free call with us to pick our brains at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. You can see that in the show notes. That is with numbers. Chances are we'll be able to help you get some clarity on what you need to do specifically in your business to get to the next level. It's not a sales call. We'll connect you with the right resources to help you solve your problems. But if you want to learn more about working with us, that's cool too. We can share that information should you want it. So book your call now to get out of the rat race before your week consumes you, which is easy to do at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. That's with the number 1 on the number 1 call. You can find this in the show notes. See you soon.